Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Friggin Nerds podcast. I am your host, Mario Lima, making my big return. Look at this. It's been like 6 months I've been on the podcast. Crazy. Always joined by my good pals on the bottom right, my future smoking hot wife, Lee Dumas.
Not me.
Hello.
I should have been
No,
no.
Yeah, you're the smoking hot
I was
wife.
like, Brittany,
what's happening there?
keep quiet, Brittany. You're not supposed to tell the public.
Sister wives.
Woo. Almost got in trouble, brother.
Hey.
Speaking of my second wife,
In another life.
and my favorite character to cosplay nowadays, Brittany Berkey.
That one's me.
Oh, that's
Yes.
that's you. That's
you.
that one. And then the one with the smoking cool headband tonight, looking like a champion, even though he got his ass kicked in the draft this week. Sweaty Mike, baby.
Yo, what's up,
Sweaty
guys? What's up?
Painful but true.
Stoop took me down.
Oh my
Stoop took me
goodness.
down.
It was close.
Took all of
That
us
could have been
down.
me, because I listened back and I heard that like it was originally going to be Stoop on my side, Steph, whatever, on Lee's side.
Yeah.
And you guys did an
We
old
did a little-
switcheroo.
Did a little change up there right at the end, right
And
before.
it-
Didn't
and
think it was going to affect much, but evidently.
It didn't help you and I. That
I'm just happy. Like all I care about was getting Mike down. I mean, if I need to break the streak.
Yeah.
He's like the Undertaker.
Three in a row. My streak was broken last week.
Oh my
so.
goodness! So it's gonna be a good one tonight. I'm feeling saucy. I think it's gonna be a good one.
Oh, I will say
Yeah,
real
saucy.
quick about the nonsense drafts. I was kind of doing some math, and you know how we talked about it being quarterly, like we'll do quarterly like seasons or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
This draft tonight, if we're doing it quarterly, would be the halfway point of this quarter.
I'm
What?
not
Yes.
doing well then. I'm going to need to win all of the drafts
So-
from here on out.
So the last one would be like what, July something?
Yeah,
So-
July 9th is going to be
July
the last
9th.
draft of this season, and we'll tally up who has
Mario.
the most.
What you need to know here is that you and I don't stand a chance in hell. And I'll just stop doing the math because we are not winning this thing.
Yo,
We'll
I mean,
see.
it's
It's
3-2
early.
to
It's
1.
early.
Hey,
Mario
you know,
and I are winners in our hearts, and that's the only thing that matters is what
I
Instagram.
still got my 2 belts in the back. I'm happy
That's right.
until I lose the
you
other
just
one.
need the extra trophy.
Exactly. Well,
Yes.
I might. Quick news of it on the side. I might be defending that belt soon. That trivia belt. So
Oh.
more news with that in the coming weeks or months. I don't even know how long it's gonna be, but it's gonna be a hot summer, brother.
Hot
Hot
summer.
summer.
But speaking of hot stuff, as you guys know, every week we get together on a Zoom call to talk about the nerdy news that you guys love, and we got a thick show for you. We got 12 hot pages here in the notes. A lot of fun stuff. A lot of
Well, hot pages.
hot pages.
Hot pages. Mine are pink, so they're extra hot.
Oh yeah, we got the
Yeah.
well, that's all we got is pink slips.
That's all we have left for paper, guys. We're out.
So a lot of news. Let's get through it. We're gonna start off with Britt. What's new in the nerdy Marvel world?
Woo! Okay.
Woo-hoo! Wow, that was
Starting off hot. All right. So here's the thing.
Hot
Let
and
me
thick.
say this before I say anything else. I am so hyped for this movie. Everything they drop for this movie makes me like more thirsty for it. I am here for it.
She's getting
Feige, I'm
She's getting
here
thirsty,
for it.
y'all. She's getting thirsty.
Okay. All right. So if you guys haven't seen the trailer, this won't make a whole lot of sense. So you should go and watch the trailer, but not yet. You just stay put. Let me explain it. That you could go watch it. Okay. So the Eternals is who we're talking about. The Eternals trailer introduces us to the next group of MCU superheroes. All right. So the Eternals are a relatively unknown group within the MCU, but MCU knows this. It does not matter how popular or how well known a superhero is. If you make a great movie, the MCU fans will embrace them. Look at
Hello.
Iron Man.
Guardians
Oh,
of the
yeah.
Galaxy.
Hello. If you put Chris Pratt in anything, we'll embrace that as well. So the Eternals are a group of godlike eternal beings that have shared Earth with us like peon humans in secret for centuries and centuries and centuries. So this particular trailer, it's just over 2-ish minutes long, and it basically is just establishing all of the main characters, which there are like 10 of them, and showing off their powers. So it doesn't get really into what like the overarching story is, and so that right now is just theory, which I prefer because it gives us lots and lots of things
You
to
like to
theorize
theorize.
about. That's
Yes.
the fun part. That's the fun
100%.
part. Okay, who are the Eternals? Right, this is important since most of us don't know who they are. Many millions of years ago, a race of super gods known as the Celestials were bouncing around the cosmos. They're just bouncing around like this, planet to planet, right? And they were manipulating evolution on all of those different planets. Okay, guess who was one of the lucky planets, Mike?
Oh, Mars.
Earth. Earth.
Earth.
It was us. And the particular manipulation that they did here resulted in 2 new races, the Eternals and the Deviants. Okay. The Eternals, they're beautiful. They're gorgeous. They look like they walked off of a CW set. They're perfect with extraordinary powers. The Deviants, not so much. It's like me and Mario in the drafts. Okay. Us. Yeah. The Deviants. They're hideous. They're malformed. They're ugly. They got the shit stick in this draft. Okay. Am I hideous?
You are horrifying to look at. Yes.
I watched that so many times this week. I freaking love my Drax, who we're going to talk about later tonight.
Lots of Drax tonight.
Well, here's the thing. You're like, oh, these people sound really interesting. Well, guess what? We've already met a charming young fella who already has the deviant gene in the MCU. Do we have any guesses on who that could be?
Tom
Mike?
Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
I absolutely believe that Tom Cruise is probably a deviant. But yes, it's Thanos. And fun fact, Thanos, the Eternals are actually his cousin in the comics. I think they may go a different route, though, in the movies. But that's for another day. And we've already encountered a few Celestials as well.
What?
What? The first one, Ego, the crazy ass planet, the big living planet, power hungry father of Peter Quill. He's a Celestial in the MCU. Comic book people, don't come for me. I know that he's not in the comics, but he is in the MCU, and that's what we care about here today. Number 2, I'm probably going to say this wrong. Issan the Searcher. So we saw him. He looks like he belongs in Power Rangers. We saw him in Guardians of the Galaxy when the Collector was doing his demonstration thing.
He's like shooting that beam out of his head.
It
or
straight up looks like
staff
the
or
Power
something. He's like
Rangers.
destroying a planet. He looks like a Power Ranger.
We're going to get to see more of those.
Hell yeah.
Power Rangers
And the last thing,
crossover.
the City of Nowhere with a K. The City of Nowhere, we saw it in Guardians of the Galaxy. It's a city that's been built inside the hollowed out head of a Celestial. I didn't know that until I
Didn't?
actually read
What?
today.
Right? I know.
Yeah.
Lee's face was my face when she
I did
said
not
that. I
know
was
that.
like, "What? That was a planet."
I thought it was an old Walmart.
No, Walmart.
Our Walmart is large. I believe you could probably fit a Celestial head inside it.
Oh,
That's
man.
wild.
That was good.
I do wonder if they're going to canonize Dormammu, the protagonist from Doctor Strange, as a
Yeah.
Celestial. He is not in the comics. He is a
The
Falcon.
antagonist, not the protagonist.
I'm sorry.
He's not the hero of Doctor Strange.
Not a
y'all.
lot of caffeine. I do think that maybe that's coming up, but again,
Dormammu, yeah.
that's for another day.
He's the big giant
Okay.
thing at the end. Yeah.
Here's what I think is really cool. Okay.
Tell
So
us.
Marvel, the MCU's, they're already teasing in other stuff that they're going to be solving some of our like real world historical mysteries in their upcoming films and shows. So in one of the Loki trailers, for instance, Loki is depicted as DB Cooper,
Mhm.
which if you know anything about like conspiracy theories and stuff, it's this great big, like one of like the best American like heist mysteries. And so Loki is supposed to be the solution to that big puzzle. So back to this one, in real life, homeschool mom here, in the area of Mesopotamia, which is now Iraq. This is an area that is ripe with mysteries. There are lots of A&E documentaries about this. So
Ooh.
ancient Mesopotamian artifacts and structures show evidence of very advanced infrastructures, irrigation systems, roads, civilized societies that basically sprung up like overnight from people that were living in huts. Does that sound sus to you? Because it sounds sus to me.
Sus.
And on
Yeah.
A&E, they usually say it's aliens. Well,
It's sus.
what
It's
if
sus.
those aliens were the Eternals?
Whoa.
Are, in fact, aliens. Sorry, somebody probably needs to
Yeah, the
turn
mic.
my
I'm gonna
microphone
move
down.
the mic a little
Okay?
further away from.
So we do see in the trailer that the Eternals are teaching the Mesopotamian people agricultural techniques
Mhm.
and providing them with advanced technology. He's like building this big gold thing. Also, we talked about this in the pre-show. In ancient Mesopotamia, they also created a complex writing system known as cuneiform. Again, a homeschool mom situation here. Those symbols look strangely similar to the ones in the background of these shots in the trailer. So will the MCU be solving some of the great mysteries of our planet
histories,
Earth,
mysteries of history.
Whoa.
which would be
Yes.
cool, really cool as shit. So
Yep.
we already know that the Eternals and Deviants will go on to inspire our stories of gods and goddesses and monsters here on Earth.
Mhm.
For example, thank you, Community College World Literature, the Epic of Gilgamesh. This is regarded as the oldest fictional story in our written history. And one of the main characters of the Eternals is Gilgamesh.
Shut the front door.
Shut the front door. And also, the Epic of Gilgamesh, the actual thing in real life, came from Mesopotamia, where this seems to be set.
A lot of scenes seem to be set. In
Oh,
Mesopotamia.
I'm excited, you guys. There's a lot of theorizing coming out of
Yep.
this, but we don't have time to get into like even most of it. But the big questions is what we need to know. What is the world talking about with the Eternals trailer? What big questions is this movie bringing up? So, as described by Ajax, that's played by Selma Hayek, in the beginning of the trailer, she says, I will not try to do it in her voice because it's way cool. The Eternals watched and guided and helped humanity progress, but never interfered until now. So, the big questions here. One, why did you choose not to interfere? Like, what in the hell were you
Right.
doing when Thanos was destroying half of humanity? You did not think that that was worth interfering in? And number two, why in the hell now? What force is so great and so powerful that it would warrant you interfering with the human race now, if not Thanos? If Thanos wasn't enough, then what in the hell is on the horizon that you feel like now would be the time to interfere?
Especially with Thanos being a deviant. Like, that's the thing they're supposed to be fighting against.
And their cousin.
Right. So it just seemed weird that they're like, they hung out. You know, they
Like, this is a
stayed out of
family
that.
issue. This
You
is
think
your
it-
shit to deal with.
Do you think it has anything to do with the with Thanos? Like, you know, he kind of like thought that he was doing the right thing. He like, you know, wasn't inherently bad. So maybe it's like a truly evil force, like chaotic evil versus chaotic neutral.
Probably
Yeah.
the guy from Power Rangers.
The guy from Power
probably,
Rangers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
probably.
or the rat guy from Ninja Turtles, the one that was
Splinter.
Splinter. Master Splinter.
Those that
Yes.
are actually inherently evil. So we have thoughts on how Chloe Zhao is going to like tackle these questions. We do not know yet. It's just theory, but we will tackle those questions and more on a future episode of Sofa Social, where we have more time to dig into the theories of all of that.
Britt,
So,
what is sofa social?
well, we talked about it
social
last
social.
Social.
It is a new show coming on Thursdays where you sit on the couch with me and Mike. We just bring you over, we fly you in, and you sit on the blue couch with us. And we talk about shit like this that none of our friends will talk about.
Friends on the big blue couch.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, we've got a blue couch too. I love it.
Big blue couch.
Oh, love it.
Big, comfy couch
So Sofa Social this week.
this week on Thursday. Oh, shit. So, speaking of Sofa Social on Thursday this week and things that we'll be covering, how about my boy Loki? How about him?
How about
I
him?
am not going to go into all of this because there's way too much that we cannot cover on the podcast. It would take up the whole podcast. But here's what you need to know. Each Wednesday leading up to our premiere of Loki, Marvel is releasing juicy content tidbits to keep us thirsty for the Lord of Mischief. I don't need tidbits. I'm there.
You don't need anything
I don't
to be
need
thirsty
anything
for the Lord of
juicy.
Mischief.
I stay thirsty.
Yeah, you do.
Parched. I tell you, for the Lord of Mischief.
Oh man.
But there's been so many new characters, so many new theories released in the past few weeks. So this week on Sofa Social on Thursday, we're gonna break that shit down because Loki is coming and we need to be ready.
Dude, I'm so stoked.
And that's it.
Every Wednesday leading up to it.
That's your Marvel mess.
They're dropping little tidbits. It's gonna be good stuff.
Little itty bitties.
Little itty bitties.
Itty bitties for Loki.
Woo, man.
That was a lot. I had to go really fast because the Eternals trailer was over 2 minutes.
The Eternals
long.
trailer is a lot.
So
there was
long.
a lot to cover in that. I'm sure we're gonna get
So
even.
now we can all take a breath.
Yeah, everybody chat, breathe with us. That was a lot of info.
Breathe
I
in.
have to take a breath when I see Loki too.
Give me the vapors.
You know what I have to take a breath about is the
It's hot
fact
in here.
it's hot in here, but it's also coming up on Harry Potter's 20th anniversary.
Ba, ba, ba,
y'all.
ba.
Yeah.
The boy who
So-
brought us all together.
That's
The
right.
boy who brought us all together, y'all. So his 20th anniversary of the first cinematic adventure is coming up in November, and HBO is planning this whole massive celebration to help us celebrate the birth day of our favorite film. in
Woohoo!
cinematic universe. So they are going to be airing all of the 8 Harry Potter films. They're getting them all back on HBO Max for 1 month and 1 month only, folks. From June 1st to June 30th, you will have access to all of the Harry Potter films on HBO Max. And I'm wondering though, does anyone know if it's going to be the extended versions? Because
Ooh,
that's like the
good
best part for me.
I feel like that's what they
Yeah.
air now. I feel like when they did it on like
I hope so.
what was the other
On
channel they used to do
Freeform,
it?
it was always the extended versions. but
Yeah.
I don't know if it's always the extended versions when they travel.
I think it's the new norm now. Kind of like same thing with like the Star Wars movies. They're all like the newer cuts with the newer effects. So I feel like that's the best way to go.
I bet too,
Gotcha.
because it's on HBO and not like, I don't know, ABC or something where I have to worry about
Or they're
commercial
under, like, a
breaks and
time
stuff.
crunch.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I bet
Yeah.
it's the extended version.
The extended version is the best version, guys, because like they put
Mm.
all the juicy goodness in there that they couldn't put in for the theaters.
Ooh, give us the Columbus cut. I want 3 hours of Sorcerer's Stone.
Please,
Yes.
seriously. Like I
I'm
want
down.
the Lord of the Rings version of Harry Potter. That's what I
No.
want, y'all.
I'm down.
So,
Let's do it.
I'm excited for
Agreed.
that. But you know what else I'm most excited for, guys? Is HBO is putting together a quiz show featuring fans such as you and me. And they're going to be running it for 4 consecutive 1-hour installments, with the 5th installment as a retrospective special featuring some of the original cast.
Oh my God, who?
A
I just
reunion?
want to know who's going to be on there.
Yo,
I don't know.
HBO.
I'm like so excited.
HBO is dropping these reunions like it's the new trend. They got Friends reunion happening. Weren't
Cindy
they?
in chat just said she's already applied for it.
Oh, Cindy,
I
get it,
see
Get
girl.
it, Cindy.
I started the application. I have yet to finish it, but I
Nice.
started it also.
Ooh, get in there.
Yes.
That would be so awesome.
Right? I was like, that's actually one of the weeks that you have to be in LA, which I believe it's the week of August 23rd through September 6th. And one of those weeks I'm actually off of work. Like
Oh.
we have a vacation week.
They
So
need to
I was
put you
like-
on there. I would freak out.
I would freak out also. So
Yeah, we need to
if
send our
you-
Ravenclaw. Ravenclaw of the show should go.
Yeah,
If
definitely
you-
not the Slytherin. No.
Don't send
Not
me.
the Hufflepuff.
So I would happily go and represent the podcast. I'm
Well,
just saying,
fun
guys.
fact, Lee, we went on a cruise a few years back, and she murdered the Harry Potter trivia against like what 17 other
Yes.
people. Ooh,
Yes.
she got the
Oh
trophy and
yeah,
everything.
we had a whole auditorium full, and the best part was the other 2 girls that came up on the stage that were supposedly like had gotten none wrong on the quiz. They were like the tiebreaker question was, what was the name of Dudley's school? And both of the girls were like had no idea, and I was
I would
like,
never know that.
I was
Don't
like,
send
it's
the
there,
Hufflepuff.
it's
Don't send
there, it's
don't send-
there, and then I was like,
Oh.
smell tags. So yeah,
Oh gosh.
The smelting stick, guys. He always hits everybody with the smelting stick. So
There's
moving
way
right
to remember
along.
that.
If you are interested in signing up to be on the show and compete against me if I got chosen, you can go to harrypotterquizshow.com. harrypotterquizshow.castingcrane.com. And then you can also apply to be on the show. And just like that, we're on.
They couldn't make a shorter URL.
Right.
That?
I guess not.
That was the best you
Like
guys could come up with.
harrypotter.com/quiz show could have totally. Sorry. My bad.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I
The
agree.
communicator of the group is having issues with
Yes.
their choices.
It's totally fine. And stay tuned because we will be broadcasting discussing all of the details of the wonderful Wizarding celebration in upcoming episodes as that information
Yes.
becomes
Give
available
us
to
more
us.
Yes.
information.
WB,
HBO.
sign us to an NDA.
Yes,
Right.
please. I'll
All
take
right.
it.
And
I'm
just
not
like that,
saying
we're
you
on
have to, but we would be your best
We would
friend.
love that.
Yes.
We would
And
love
if
it
you
so
don't,
much.
we'll murder you.
We're not, because
Not in
we're
a
not
weird way.
murderers. Only on Saturday nights after midnight. Okay.
Correct.
Moving on to page 5. So this is the main event for me. This is my favorite. So
That's good.
the Sanders,
sure.
this is the pumpkin spice intro. Are you ready? The
Oh, yes.
Sanderson sisters are as synonymous with the fall season as pumpkin spice lattes.
Yep, they are.
Crispy.
Get it? Those white girls, middle class white girls all over America. They got their shirts and their pumpkin spice. They're like, it's fall, y'all. Get your Ugg boots.
I like pumpkin
Let's
spice
grip a
lattes.
mug with two
I-
hands.
I also like pumpkin spice, but not because I'm a basic bitch. So
Yes. I think I am.
Mike
I hear a
is the
lot, but I
most
am.
basic bitch on this podcast.
Oh, man.
He's right there with him.
I'm just saying, I liked pumpkin spice before it was a thing. Okay. Anywho. Anywho. So, yes, the Hocus. Okay. So after years of rumors and speculation and wants and wishes and hopes and dreams, finally, Disney has confirmed this past week that Hocus Pocus 2 will be coming to Disney Plus in the fall of 2020.
It's happening.
Woo.
It's happening!
Woo.
Finally, all my childhood dreams are coming true.
Damn, it took long enough.
Right?
So it was also confirmed by Bette Midler and Sarah Jessica Parker, 2 of our favorite witches,
Oh, yes.
Yep.
2 of our favorite
Yep.
Sanderson sisters. They shared it on Twitter and on the Instagrams. In
Yeah,
these
but what
posts.
happened with Kathy and Jimmy? Where did
Right.
she not
Why didn't
have
they
an
involve her?
Instagram?
Right?
Why didn't
I
you
don't-
post anything?
I don't actually
Kathy?
know if she does have an Instagram.
She
to be
does.
honest.
I follow her.
She does.
Mar-
I don't think she even promoted the.
Mario
the
is
special.
also a basic bitch.
I follow all the Sanderson sisters. I love Bette Midler.
I do follow Bette Midler and Sarah Jessica Parker. I thought maybe I was. I mean, I'm not on Instagram anymore, so.
I, don't know,
That's
I
hilarious.
follow them all.
So
Oh my god, Mario.
let's talk about the elephant in the room, which is
Hmm.
the flop.
Awkward.
This awkward. So like over the years, Hocus Pocus has become this like cult classic, right? But when it first premiered in 1993, it was a total flop, guys. Like nobody went to see this movie.
I was
There was-
shocked about it.
There were no,
No,
basic
I was shocked
bitches
too.
wearing t-shirts then
Yeah.
and
There were
gripping
no-
their mug with two
But
hands.
it makes sense because like I don't remember Hocus Pocus being a thing until when,
Uh-uh.
guys? Do you know when it
When,
became
Lee?
a thing? It
When did
became a
it?
thing when ABC. Oh, you know what? I skipped something. Wait a second. I gotta go back. We got photos. I skipped something. I got too excited. I got ahead of myself. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. So the guy, so can somebody help me with this name? This is why I skipped it subliminally, I think. I'm like struggle with this name. Is it Tombus?
Oh,
Jelinek?
Tobias. It's
It's
Tobias.
Tobias?
Tobias Jelinek.
Oh,
My
Jelinek,
boy.
like gelatin.
He's jelly.
He's jelly like.
mean,
All right.
That's my guess. I don't know. That could be totally wrong. I'm sure
Okay.
he's watching our podcast and
Yeah,
we'll
I'm sure he
correct
is.
Yeah, and he's critiquing it because
us. Really big deal.
he's the guy that played the bully Jay on Hocus Pocus. Like the
The
bullies, they
hair.
were like, "Let me get your sneakers," and
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he tossed him in the tree.
Yep.
yeah, all of that. So he said, yeah, he was dick in the movie. He said that life went basically back to normal for him after the movie premiered. So because nobody really watched it. Like,
That's
crazy.
so
I
sad.
feel so bad
isn't
for
that
that.
wild? I was
None of my
like,
friends
cheese
even
and
care.
crackers. Cheese and crackers. And it's because, additionally, it got a 38% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Ooh.
That's
38% score. That's
Actually,
like
it was
Mario-
lower than that. I think it's gone up because like it's so popular now. It was like under 20%.
That's like Mario's love of the Cat in the Hat movie. Like,
Oh yeah.
just with a
nobody
cult-
loves
cult
that
classic.
movie.
Wait,
Nobody
is-
loves that movie, but that's what this was like.
The current Rotten Tomato score is 38%.
Yes, that's the current. one.
What? Y'all
Sheesh.
are crazy.
Yeah.
Those Sanderson sisters are what they deserve way better than a 38%.
It was a
Maybe
movie
it's
ahead of
Kathy
its
Diddy.
time, guys.
Chat said
Because-
it's because Kathy's holding out for Sister Act 3.
Yo,
Let's go.
let's do it.
All right,
Oh,
so let me roll back to that excitement from earlier
Yes,
when I was
the
like,
comeback.
do you want to know when they came back? When this movie came back?
yeah.
Yes.
So, in 1998, 98, right? Yeah, I changed
Mhm.
it because, but yeah, in 98, the 13 Nights of Halloween on ABC Family, y'all. That is when they started the whole tradition of the 13 Nights of Family.
Classic.
13
I do
Nights of
remember
Halloween.
that. I remember them starting that.
They started it though with made-for-TV movies that were geared towards an older audience, and then they in 2006 they were like, hey, let's like feature some feature-length films that are more family friendly.
Because we're a family network. It's
'Cause
literally
we're
in
a
our name.
family
That makes more
network.
sense.
It makes way more sense. So they included Hocus Pocus in that lineup, and it kind of helped like re-kickstart the popularity of Hocus Pocus. Like people were rediscovering it, and they were like, hey, this movie is great, and it's Halloween, and like there aren't a lot of Halloween movies, so this encompasses all things Halloween. So by the end of 2010s, Hocus Pocus was the sleeper, like sleeper, what's the word?
pick.
Most popular, the sleeper pick of the whole thing. They were like up to Halloween, they had like a 24-hour run of Hocus Pocus. That's how popular it got, guys.
You cannot underestimate the nostalgia of millennials.
It's
Yes.
true.
Look at Pokemon cards.
Yep.
Bitches are killing each other in the parking lot.
Yep.
True story.
That's our Sanderson sisters and our Pokemon cards.
It's true, guys. It's true. And in Freeform, when after ABC Family became Freeform, do you guys remember that transition? That was like a
No,
wild
it just
transition.
happened. I feel like
I
I
do
woke
remember
up
that.
one day and it just changed. And I was
was
just
like,
like-
Now we're Freeform, and I was like, but I miss ABC Family.
Right? What happened?
yeah, I like ABC Family.
I liked ABC Family better. I liked the family feel, all right? But
Mhm.
when it was Freeform and they aired when Hocus Pocus had its 25th anniversary, there was like a whole slew of celebrations. But Freeform aired Hocus Pocus, the Hocus Pocus Halloween Bash. Sorry, guys, I'm like tripping over words tonight.
You're good.
In 2018, and it brought in the best ratings in the channel's history, y'all. The best ratings ever. Hocus Pocus.
Why
the
did Hocus
flop in
Pocus get all
1993.
of this shit? And we're having to work so hard to get a celebration for fucking Harry Potter. Like, how does this make sense to anybody?
And not for nothing, how did it take this long for Disney to be like, hey, maybe a sequel is not a bad idea?
Right? Yeah.
Bette Midler
exactly.
and Sarah Jessica Parker and Kathy were all like, hey, we'll totally do it if you guys are
Right.
down.
Right?
Like for years they've been saying that. So it's amazing to me that it took this long for us to get a sequel,
Let's
but
go.
it's happening, guys. It's
Mhm.
happening. And you know what? Along with the, repopularification of Hocus
Repopulation.
Is that a word?
of Hocus Pocus.
That's
It
a
is
word
today.
now, baby.
It is today, baby. So as it became more popular, the city, town, whatever you want to call it, that it takes place in, Salem, Massachusetts, is becoming more and more popular. So the tourist industry is booming in Salem. And let me tell you, as people who live an hour and a half from Salem, we can testify that Salem was never this busy as it was before.
I
Like-
want to
Really?
go so bad. It
Yeah.
looks, I've always wanted to go to Salem.
I distinctly remember going on a field trip there in October in like 7th grade or so, before this all started to like avalanche into popularity. And like it was dead, and the whole like town was kind of run down. Like it wasn't like 100% great, you know what I mean? And then the tourism started picking up, and now like the town is getting better. It's like really
cleaning it all
nice. It's
up.
really clean. Everything's really like they've got a lot of historical things to explore, and like Mario and I have gone a couple of times now in October. Let me tell you though, if you want to go to Salem, Massachusetts, my advice is to not go during the month of October, especially
Yes,
as it gets later in
everybody.
October.
Yeah. Yep.
Because let me tell you, the last 2 times that we've gone to Salem in October, we were definitely certain that our car was going to be towed because there is nowhere to park. And
Oh
you
my
have to kind of
goodness.
take your life in your
My
hands when you
gosh.
park.
And we parked at a
You
remember
Burger
that?
King.
No, it was a
That's
Wendy's.
crazy.
Wendy's.
That's crazy.
And it was like there's signs all over the parking lot, like parking for customers only.
Yeah.
Everyone else will be towed.
I had to go in and buy a 10-piece nugget just like so I
I was
didn't get
about to
towed.
Yeah, I was about to ask. Did you get
Go get
something?
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a
And a
10-piece
Frosty.
nugget and a
10
frosty.
piece nugget and a frosty for me. And we like
Ooh.
we're like, okay, well, we bought something. We're customers now. We like walk downtown. It's really cool though. Like during October, I mean, yeah, it's packed, but they also have like a ton of vendors and stuff. Like, I don't even know, Mario, like there were craft vendors, there
Yeah.
were witch tours, there's ghost tours, there's like
I mean, they have.
there is an actual Hocus Pocus tour too, where you
That's
can
what I was
go.
wondering.
Yes.
Is there like, was it actually filmed there? Like, is there a house that
There
like,
is
the
a
Sanders
house.
sister house?
Yes.
Oh man. That's
So-
Now,
so
I don't know about the
cool.
Sanderson sisters, but I know that the house where they filmed like the family,
Yeah.
like, you know, I forget their names.
Like Max's family?
Yeah.
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 Their family, that house is definitely in Salem. And I think there's maybe one other one that's in
That's
Salem
so
as well.
cool. Maybe
It
like
is
that
really
big
cool.
fancy house that the Yabba Yabbas Allison lived in.
It might have been, yeah. What do you
Could've
think?
been
Is
that
it that, Mario?
I
Do you
think. I
remember?
think so. I know. There's definitely one Hocus Pocus house that's in the official tour, but I'm not sure about the other buildings. And I think that was shot in like different like New England towns, but a lot of it was in Salem because like some of those like suburban looking neighborhoods, Salem doesn't really look like that. So it's like you go
No,
in.
it's very, yeah.
Because you go into like the main town,
Urban.
like you guys got to come down during the fall. That'd be a fun trip for us to take. They have like a Harry Potter store. They have an actual wand shop next door, and then they have
Yeah.
like it's all cobblestone roads. It's like it's really
man.
cool.
It's a quintessential like New England town. It's
Salem
Yes.
also now ties into WandaVision.
It
Because
does.
Agatha did her whole like witchy thing there where she like ate her mom.
Oh yeah.
So
sucked her
is that-
power out. That was
so
in
there's
Salem.
2 Salems, right? Isn't there a Salem
And a new
in
Salem.
Oregon or something?
Oh, I thought
Oh, I think so.
Do we which Salem had the witch trials? Was
Salem,
it
Massachusetts.
Mass-
Okay,
Massachusetts,
then we're,
yeah.
we're good then. It is the right Salem then. We're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
right
Salem. Salem, Massachusetts. Yeah, they actually there's like so many tours and stuff that I'll talk to you. Like,
Dude, that's
That's
so
so
cool.
awesome.
I really
That'll
want to go
talk
up
about
there.
it.
I would love to do a ghost tour.
come
So,
on down because
yeah.
so would I. I've never actually done one of the ghost tours.
If you bring them
like,
home, you're living somewhere else.
Yep.
just
I've
sage
wanted
it.
to-
You'll be fine.
Yeah. I've wanted to be like there was a time frame where I wanted to
Sage
study
the
to be a
shit out of it.
paranormal
Sage just shit out of it.
investigator. But
I wouldn't let him because I'm like, you're
a
gonna
long time
bring
ago.
one of those assholes home and they're gonna haunt our house. I
Yeah.
don't sleep enough as it is. I don't need a ghost hanging out here.
Oh man,
I mean, as long as you don't bother them, they don't bother you. it's
yeah.
fine.
Oh, if we bring Mike and Britt up here, we gotta have introduce them to Eric and Mandy, the paranormal team.
No.
Oh,
yes, we are. Yes, Mario. Yes.
We got
I don't know that Britt wants that juju.
Oh, it's positive
I
stuff.
love ghost stuff. I just don't want one to come home with me.
Yeah.
Oh no,
we
trust
went
me.
to the
it's
Conjuring house with them.
the
Oh my
real one. The
God.
real
The
one.
real one.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
This chat said you're letting your public education show, Mike.
Look, I'm an
Should
old
have been
man.
homeschooled.
Okay.
Should have been
Uh,
homeschooled.
So Lee, anything else on this new flick?
Yeah. A lot of stuff. Sorry, I got sidetracked, guys. Okay.
No, you're good.
Oh, I'm seeing
So-
the pictures too from Salem. Sorry, I'm looking at like the screen.
Oh
so I can
yes,
see.
the Bewitched picture. That one's really fun. There's
That's
a
cool.
statue of Bewitched right in the middle of Salem. It's real cool. And Mario's Witch Dungeon Museum picture. That's a fun one
Mm.
too.
Where he's in the thing.
Yeah, they yep. That's a good time. Okay, so the other part of this, so like I'm wondering if maybe part of the reason why Disney was finally like, let's pull the trigger is this past year for COVID, when we had COVID. So Bette Midler does a Halloween every year in New York for the New York restoration process. And she sort of does like a tribute, like a, what's the word I'm looking for, guys? Not a tribute, but a
reunion.
Dedication.
Benefit.
A
It's
benefit.
like the words
There
in
we
there.
go.
I know it is. I had to
There we
find
go.
it. Benefit. So they do like a benefit, and all three Sanderson sisters, plus other members of the cast, all joined the benefit this year because it was virtual.
Yeah, I
Oh,
saw that
nice.
Billy Butcherson did, right? Because I saw
Yep.
his makeup on Instagram. He's got an Instagram.
Yes. And that ended up going viral, you guys. I don't know if you remember in October of 2020, like hearing about this reunion that was going on. Oh, the Sanderson sisters are reunion, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It was like this really big deal. And I think that I could not find, I searched, I could not find numbers of how many people tuned in, but it had to have been like record breaking for them because it was virtual. So they could have anyone and everyone. And they had like this whole cast in addition to just the three Sanderson sisters. So it kind of like drove a lot of traffic to it. So I'm thinking that maybe that had a little something to do with this new release coming up.
Mhm.
We don't know.
They could see the interest was there.
They could
Yeah.
have seen the interest if they just searched hashtag Sanderson Sisters shirt on Instagram.
Right.
Then you would have known producers. They probably don't have an Instagram either, like Kathy and Jimmy. That must have
Probably
been the
not.
problem. They're
So
unaware.
really quick, the new film is it's very similar, I feel, in its plot to the old film. It is in the new film, 3 young women accidentally bring the Sanderson sisters back to modern day Salem, which could be interesting because we might actually get to see some more of modern day Salem in the state that it is now, which would be really cool. It's a cool city. And must figure out how to stop the child hungry witches from wreaking a new kind of havoc on the world. So I bet you like these witches are going to come back from vengeance in this
Yep.
episode.
God, I
in
hope
this
they have
movie.
extras and you and Mario can be extras in the background.
Oh man,
Oh, that could be
That would be
cool.
so
Cool.
much fun.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that would be so cool. I would 100% dress up for that.
Yeah,
Hell
that would be
yeah.
awesome.
That would be so cool.
So cool.
That's cool. I'm excited.
I am too. You
here
guys,
for it,
so
I'm
you guys are here for it, yeah? Because like some people are not so much, but
Oh,
you know,
100%. Yes,
for
man. I love Hocus Pocus. Like
There's some movies that I feel like just you shouldn't do it again. But because the cast is also stoked about it, and I did see that like they'd already read like the script or whatever, and they were impressed with what Disney had put together, which makes
Oh.
me feel a little bit better. So
yeah.
I'm like, don't jack
Disney
this
is-
up, guys.
Disney has been pretty on point with its sequels lately. Like if this were like 2005, I probably would have been like,
Right.
Yeah.
yeah,
but-
maybe not.
maybe
Yeah.
not so much. But they have been like, all of the sequels that they've come out with recently have been pretty solid. So I'm kind of
I
looking
hope it's
forward to it.
good.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I hope there's a lot of good one-liners in there, like there was in the first one.
Oh man,
I
I
do too.
loved the first one so
Like,
much. I
What a
love
beautiful morning makes me sick.
So creepy though. That movie is so fucking weird.
Oh
It
man.
is, but I love it.
I do too. How can you
Well,
not?
You know what else that I'm looking forward to? A heck of a lot.
Tell me,
Boy,
A
Mike.
heck of a lot.
Tell us,
That
Mike.
is
it's time for the boys to take over.
E3. E3 guys, this is
What is
happening.
E3? Is this a new robot in Star Wars?
E3PO. Yes.
E3PO.
E3 for those that aren't huge gamers. This is an I think it's I don't even know what the acronym is anymore.
Electronics
So-
Expo or something like that.
Yeah, Electronics something Expo, I think. But basically, it is a humongous video game conference. This is where all of the publishers, all the developers, all the huge companies, the consoles, all that, they all have huge panels at E3 to announce upcoming games. Some of them aren't even like in development yet. They can be like, hey, we're making this game. And then you never hear from it again for 3
we
years.
watched it 2 years ago.
Oh,
because we
yeah.
were waiting for Wizards Unite.
Yes,
You
we were
remember?
We
waiting for-
also watched it
Right.
2 years ago,
Yep.
waiting for Wizards
Yep.
Unite.
Yep, we were waiting for Wizards Unite news and it
Us too.
never came.
Not really.
I was waiting for
But,
Spider-Man PS4.
There you go.
We were
But,
watching for separate reasons.
So this is actually happening this year, and last year it got canceled because of COVID.
Because of COVID.
It completely
Always
canceled the
COVID.
event. This was pretty early on in the pandemic. They decided like we can't figure out how to do this late. You can't throw a change up at us this late and make it all virtual or whatever. They
Right.
decided to just cancel it for the year. But this
Even
year
though they're
it
an
is.
electronics expo,
That's a good point.
but
That is a good point.
But I digress.
This year is the first time ever that the conference is going to be 100% virtual, which is interesting because a lot of it is just the stage, the stage show. They've got all these cool presentations and stuff that they try to do at these events. So it's going to be interesting how they do this. They are pretty much like promoting it as being designed for you and giving viewers a reimagined and hyper engaged digital experience, paving the way to 2022 and beyond. So I think a lot of the stuff that they're going to be doing this year, because it's all virtual, they're like, we could probably use this going forward. Like we could come up with some cool stuff going forward with this. It doesn't have to be just this year. But what's cool is they're talking about having like virtual booths and stuff that attendees can actually like walk up to, like not walk up to, but like
that's cool.
like navigate over to while they're in.
Be cool if you could do it with your Oculus headset.
Oh, snap. Oculus.
You have one?
We do have one. They should somehow like figure that out. That'd be awesome.
That would be cool.
Oh, wicked cool.
But to help with all of this virtual stuff, like it's the first year that they're pretty much dependent solely on this being watched online. They have partnered and joined forces with several social media and video services to help broadcast this. And so up on the screen, you should see a couple of those, or should see a bunch of those. But I'm going to go over a couple of them. The heavy hitters, we're going to have Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook gaming, TikTok, Steam, Reddit, Entertainment Weekly.
Steam.
Like there's all kinds of people that they're teaming up with E3.
Yeah, that's cool.
Are they going to do
to-
demos through Steam?
Yo, that would be awesome. Like, hey, check out this trailer, and since you're in Steam, click this button and start playing it. Like that would be
that would be sick.
that'd be so
That'd be
cool.
really cool.
That'd be so cool.
So there's a ton of them, a ton of broadcasting social media networks that are teaming up with E3 to make this like pretty much everybody can watch it, which is great. Some of the panelists, some of the companies that are actually involved in E3 this year, those include Nintendo, Xbox, Ubisoft, Square Enix, Warner Brothers, Capcom, and a ton more. But those are some of the big ones.
Yeah. Hey, remember?
Hey, what's up, Warner
Hey,
Brothers?
WB.
Just giving a little shout out there.
Hello.
The key one though that's not in this list is Sony. Like I'm
that's
surprised that Sony is not in this when
Maybe they
Nintendo.
just-
Oh, yeah,
Well,
Sega
I
is.
think I want to say last year they said they weren't going to be on an E3 because I think last year they weren't involved as
Right.
well.
Yep.
Which Sony's been weird the last few years. I know they're kind of like been working on stuff. The PS5, that was the big hitter last year. So I think they're kind of taking like a year off to kind of do their own thing because they always have their own kind of
Right.
live what do you call them
Well, it's sort of like
Conference.
Nintendo too.
Yeah.
Nintendo,
little Sony
Nintendo has
conferences.
those direct, like Nintendo Direct.
Yes, direct. Yeah.
Sort of similar to that. But Nintendo is going to have a Nintendo Direct at E3 this year, which so they're kind of getting a double whammy.
So in chat, Cindy said Steam already has a mechanism to let you play demos of games like they did during the indie games.
There you
That
go.
is so cool.
There you go. So you could
Mario.
be playing through Steam, but also watching E3 through Steam, which is interesting.
Oh, man.
Let's see how they do that.
Our channel's gonna be busy. We're gonna be,
Oh, yeah.
gonna be
Mario and I are talking. We may be live streaming some of that and kind of reacting
We're
to it.
coming at you live from E3
Yep.
on the couch.
So keep your eyes peeled
Yeah.
for that. There's going to be a ton of news. A lot of people are like, as Britt said earlier, they're thirsty for game news because E3 wasn't here
Thirsty.
last year. That's right. They're
Thirsty.
thirsty. So June 12th, Saturday, June 12th through Tuesday, June 15th. Those are the days when the party is happening.
Mark your calendar.
Make sure you're checking out some video game news. at
June. That's
E3.
also when all the Harry Potter stuff's happening.
That's the
Yeah, it
weekend
is.
after we get back, I think.
It's
So
quite oh my god, that's like next month.
yeah, it's a couple weeks
It's like
away.
2 weeks from now.
It's 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Cute. This
Yep.
year went like
So speaking of Harry Potter, so I wonder for our people, the Harry Potter fans in the audience, I wonder if we're going to finally see this Hogwarts Legacy.
What's legacy?
So, I wonder
Warner
if we're
Brothers
finally-
is gonna be there.
So
Are we gonna get a demo of Hogwarts Legacy? you think?
that might be the crown jewel for some of our
You're
people.
gonna melt my
be hot.
brain.
oh, that would be so freaking awesome.
Yeah,
Do you
we
think
would
my
flip.
laptop can run Hogwarts Legacy? Probably.
Probably
right?
not great, but
No,
maybe
just tell Mario to buy you a new one.
We support that decision.
I'll be playing in here, so maybe I'll let you use the PC from time to time.
Maybe I'll let you touch the PC.
We're
every once in
going
a
to
while.
be
Random.
we're going to be taking a group vote on whether or not Lee gets a new laptop. All for it,
I
say
just
aye.
got a new laptop.
Aye. Raise your hand, Mike.
Aye.
Yep. Sorry, Mario.
Oh.
Outvoted. Lee gets a new laptop.
Well, let me get my
On
credit
your
card
dime.
out. Let me get my credit card out. Sad day,
Yeah.
but
So
That
that
would
does
be
have a.
real cool though.
So Cindy did say, but that's a 2022 release. So that does have a 2022 release. But a lot of these
Nice.
things that drop at E3 are way in advance.
yeah.
They
I remember we saw Cyberpunk almost a decade ago, and it just came
Right.
out last year. You
Right.
know,
so we may just get like an updated trailer for it. You know, maybe not a demo, but
But if it's coming out in early 2022, then it
Yeah.
would be coming out before the next E3 E3
Yeah.
conference.
my
So
true.
we could.
my prediction is I think we're gonna get at least like 15 minutes of gameplay.
Woohoo!
That's
Gosh,
that's
that
what
would be
I'm
so
thinking.
cool.
If anything, 'cause we've seen a lot so far. That got announced almost 2 years
like 2
ago.
years.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
so
like a year and a half
they
ago,
gotta
something like
have
that.
some kind of gimmick going. I think we're gonna get some gameplay.
I'm gonna say it right now. If they do release demo gameplay that we can play, I will stream a reaction video to the gameplay.
Yeah.
Let me know.
Yeah. You heard it
I,
here first.
and I will watch it.
Oh goodness, but good news there.
Speaking of thirsty, real thirsty.
Thirsty
Mario.
Dave.
Who are we talking about?
Oh, thirsty Dave, man, my buddy.
No, Dave's not thirsty. We're
Oh.
thirsty for Dave.
Oh, you're
No,
thirsty
thirsty
for
Dave.
Dave? I'm thirsty for
I mean,
Dave
Dave
too.
is
Wouldn't
also
be.
thirsty if he's Drax.
If you don't know who I'm talking about,
incredibly
we're talking
humble.
about my good pal Dave Batista, man. This dude has been killing it lately. He was always one of my favorite WWE superstars. But sad news coming out a few days ago. He has announced, he was on Ellen actually talking about this. He is not going to be playing Drax anymore after Guardians 3.
No.
It's
No.
tough.
Drax.
Yeah, so it makes me wonder what's going on with, so he talked in the interview. They asked him, about the MCU, blah blah. He's like, are you doing this, blah blah. He's like, yeah, I'm doing 3. And people, he's probably going to be in Thor Love and Thunder, seeing that they're hanging out with the Guardians. But he said 3 is going to be his last. So, provided by Screen Rant here is a direct quote. Dave Bautista says his shirtless scenes as Drax are part of the reason why he's exiting the MCU after Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which to me is, I think it was a joke. The way he said it, it was kind of like, oh, I'm getting old, man. He looks great. He looks like
great.
$1 million.
He's a tank.
He looks.
He's a
Can I
tank of a
also-
man.
Can I also just add in here? This is coming from somebody who used to run out in his underwear in front of people to rub up on other guys while he wrestled. So I feel like it's kind of like a joke. Yeah, it's the topless scenes.
In case it's not a joke, Dave Batista, we're okay with your dad bod. We'll take dad bod Drax over no Drax.
Gosh, if
any
he has
day.
a dad bod, I don't know what I have right now.
That's the future of dad bods right there. But
Yes.
but yeah, so it's funny about this. So I've been watching a lot of he's been promoting his newest movie Army of the Dead, which we'll talk about after this. So I've been watching a lot of interviews, listening to a lot of interviews, and I don't know if you guys know who Justin Long is, the actor. He's been in Waiting. He was in
Yes.
Yes.
a
Yep.
bunch of different movies. So he has a great podcast called Life is Short, and fantastic interviews, like very like, you know, conversational, and he asks questions like, what's your favorite emo, and you know, what'd you have for dinner or last night, you know, stuff like that. And so he sat down with Dave, and he talks a lot about his anxiety. He's a very anxious guy. And so he was talking about how like it kind of made me connect to him a little more and like really relate to him, because he talks about how you see him in public interviews and stuff. He's always wearing like these like different colored, you know, sunglasses and these crazy hats and whatnot. And I guess he uses that as a mechanism to like kind of feel more comfortable when he's talking to people, because he's an anxious person. So that was one of the reasons why he kind of like left wrestling. He was always like the nice guy. He didn't want to step on anybody's toes. But Vince McMahon, you know, owner of WWE, he kind of was like, yo, it's like, what the hell are you doing, Dave? You're too nice. You need to, you know, pick yourself up. And Dave hated that.
They kept trying to make him a villain. Like they kept trying to make him a heel.
And he was, he was a great heel for the years he was fighting. Man, he was fantastic.
That's a bad guy.
I was like,
That's a bad guy.
H-A-L or
Yeah,
Heel
no,
is a bad
heel,
guy.
like face and heel. So face means you're a good guy, and heel means you're a bad guy.
There we go with the.
Okay, thank you for that explanation.
We do a lot
about.
of wrestling terms. People are starting to learn my terminology. I feel the more I talk. So I
Well,
apologize.
I knew about face and heel. I grew up with an uncle. who
I'm
watched
just saying the
wrestling.
community, because I always tell people I'm always saying gimmick and stuff like that and words like that. So anyways, but that, you know, so that affected him, and he kind of, you know, but he hated being the bad guy, but you know, obviously great success. And so, but it was just interesting to kind of learn that about him, how he's just kind of like a real softy for a scary,
that makes me love him more.
scary looking dude, but he's such a nice guy. He loves to paint, and he collects vintage lunch boxes.
That
Oh,
reminds me of someone else I know.
Ooh. Me?
Yes.
Oh, I get that. Like
I was like, who? Who is it?
I don't like that. I
You
like
used to wear sunglasses when you played guitar.
Yeah, I used to do that too. That was my. I was like, you know, spoiler alert for the draft later. You remember what's that movie? Big Daddy. Remember the little kid had the sunglasses, and he was like, "Oh, it makes me feel invisible." That's how I felt. You wear sunglasses, you always feel invisible. So that's something that Dave used to do. Interesting. But going back to the old Drax discussion, so he's like, you know, he's saying that it's a thing with the belly and all that stuff, but I think the real reason is our good pal James Gunn is also stepping away. Another quote he said in the same interview saying, James is done, so is Drax. And if you guys know back, it's been going, I think, back a year or so, James Gunn got in a lot of trouble for an old tweet. Some kind, I think he said like a racist.
He got fired, right? He got fired and then rehired.
He got fired, and he got rehired because of Dave.
Yeah.
Dave and the rest of the gang, they said, like, you know, I'm not doing the movie without James. And so he was at the good guy that he is. He's like, I'm not doing it without James. James is the perfect guy. I mean, it's true. James Gunn made us love the Guardians. I always say this. I'm like, when they announced Guardians of the Galaxy, I was like, they're gonna make that movie with the fucking talking raccoon. It's gonna fucking flop. And like now we love the Guardians.
I had no idea. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. Even as a Marvel fan, I had no idea who the Guardians of the Galaxy were. When they announced it and showed the trailer, I'm like, that.
I thought it was a children's
weird.
movie.
Yeah.
I only knew about them. My cousin had given me books when I was little. I just remember the talking raccoon. That's all I really remembered. And Groot. But yeah, so, you know, so it's a real sweet guy. He's like doing it, but it's unfortunate that we're losing him there, you know, because he's definitely one of the better parts of those movies. We love seeing his, like,
oh my gosh, I love Drax.
His
Drax
humor.
is in like, top few people in the MCU that I absolutely just adore.
And he can be invisible.
Oh, it just
standing
really
very exceptionally still.
Yeah.
So do we think he's dying? Like, do we think
so?
Oh God, I hope not.
Because, that's the thing, because you cannot. I feel like you can't. Because that was a question I kind of had to ask y'all. If for whatever reason they kept going on with Drax, who would you want to replace Batista?
Oh, you can't. You
Yeah,
just
you
can't.
can't.
You cannot replace
Yeah,
him.
he's
All
there.
we can hope for is an epic death.
Well,
Like when Yondu died and they played that Cat Stevens song. Like I
Oh.
literally still
my
sob every
gosh.
time that Cat Stevens song
Oh,
comes on.
I get goosebumps.
So like
It's-
it
oh.
better be amazing. If Drax has to go out, it better be so freaking awesome.
I think it's gonna. I mean, like his story arc is finished. I mean, in
That's
reality, I mean his whole thing was getting revenge for his family that Thanos killed, and Thanos is destroyed now. So it's kind of like he's done.
He too is
He's
extraordinarily humble.
that's right.
Yeah. Well, the thing I felt bad. I kind of was bummed about that whole story because he didn't really get his
know.
moment. Like even in the big battle,
He didn't even get a moment to fight him.
like we should have got something where he like kind of gave him a couple slaps in the face or something, but he got nothing. Even like we had that. I mean, he was there when they were holding the glove and Peter Quill fucked up, and there was no moment
Big old
there
Peter.
either.
Yep.
So it's like that was a bummer. I think even Dave made a comment about that too in an interview, saying he wishes that Drax had like a better moment, with Thanos and
Yep.
whatnot. But either way, man, he's killing it. He's killing it in these movies, man. He's actually going to be in the sequel for Knives Out, which was the first one was fantastic, a murder mystery movie. If you guys have not seen it, check it out. I believe it's on Amazon
Okay.
Prime. Fantastic movie. And onto a fucking badass movie that we just saw the other night. Spoiler warning for guys who have not seen Army of the Dead. Ladies and gentlemen, Army of the Dead just came out on Netflix the other day, and man, it was a fantastic time.
Yeah.
It was great.
Like I'll
I-
just
look, yeah.
You first. You
Go
first.
ahead. I was just gonna say, like, I was like, yeah, we'll watch it. Like, it looks okay.
I thought it was going to be
it's a
terrible. I thought
Snyder-
this was going to be like
it's
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
I thought it
Yeah.
was going to be really bad.
I think in the first like quarter of the movie or so, like I kind of tested it. I was like, Britt, is this better than Mortal Kombat so far? And she just laughed. She's like, yeah, it's 100% better.
So freaking good. Like I really loved the movie. I
It's a
really,
zombie.
really, really
it's a
loved it.
zombie film. So I was kind of like, it's gonna be fine. Like it's gonna be fun or whatever. But like, yeah, it was a smart zombie film.
Yeah.
Like
Really
I
good.
I was really surprised. So I mean, yeah. So those that haven't seen it yet, again, spoiler warning, as we continue this conversation, going through it. But for those that haven't seen it, it's a heist film, a war movie, and a zombie apocalypse movie, all aimed directly at Snyder's fan base. Those are quotes that
true.
we saw.
That's
according to
actually a
Polygon.
perfect description
Oh,
of
it's
this movie.
perfect.
Yeah, it really
Yeah.
is. I was
It's really
"That's
like
perfect."
Ocean's 11 meets like Tropic Thunder meets
To be
Walking
fair, though,
Dead.
I'm not a Snyder fan. Like
Yeah.
it's not that I'm not a fan. I'm just not
you're
a
like,
fan.
yeah.
So I
Yeah.
was like, I kind
Uh.
of thought that I wasn't gonna love it because I'm not like one of those hardcore Snyder fans.
Oh,
but
I love Snyder, and it's like,
loved it.
and he's all over that movie, man. Like just the shots. I think that's in the notes somewhere. We're talking about like his his camera, like those cool. Like there's an article out. It was funny
Nice.
that like people were like, oh, don't adjust your TV screen. There's nothing wrong with your screen. It's just like the way
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
those great shots of the unfocused on the main character there, and the focus is in, and it kind of drives you away from the background because there's something going on in the background, but they want to get you set up for it. And it's the way Zach like shoots those is like it's super. I used to do stuff like that in college when I was learning how to shoot stuff. We looked at Zack Snyder like work and like tried to like imitate it like
Try to mimic that, yeah.
in the backyard of the college. But like super super fantastic movie.
Mario, read the synopsis for people who have not watched it.
It's a synopsis. After a zombie outbreak in Las Vegas, a group of mercenaries take the ultimate gamble by venturing into the quarantine zone for the greatest heist ever. As if hordes of flesh-hungry Elvis impersonator zombies wasn't enough, the team is also racing against the clock to complete the heist before the U.S. government nukes the former city into oblivion.
Like what?
It reminded me
sounds
of
so crazy.
It reminded me of like Left 4 Dead.
Yes.
It's like that. Like, this could be a video game. You know what I mean? Like, you're trying to get out before
Oh, yeah,
the nuke
totally.
drops, and like it was so cool and like you said, super smart. Some people didn't love it. Like, I have a salty review here from the New York Magazine. It starts off great, but then it goes on and on and on. It takes itself more seriously than at each turn. I felt like it was a good series. Like, I felt for Dave Bautista's character, and his daughter, and like all the characters that we lost in. That's the thing, because you talk about like Mortal Kombat, you don't really give a fuck about the characters. Talk about like Godzilla movies. I cared about every single one of those characters.
Yo, that was one of the biggest things that I loved about this movie is within the first 45 minutes, you're introduced to all of the characters that are going to be performing this heist with Dave Bautista. And I loved every single one of them. It reminded, what it reminded me of? They're all like kooky in their own way. It kind of reminded me of all the characters that we randomly played in D&D this past weekend.
Yes.
Where they all had like their own like quirk. And there's like this weird aspect to them. I loved every single character.
My favorite was the pilot.
The helicopter.
Me too.
She wasn't even supposed to be in it. It was supposed to be that other dude, and he filmed the whole movie, and then he had all of those sexual allegations.
Oh, he's actually in the picture that you guys provided too, so you get a shot
is he really?
of what could have been. Because they put out an article that Dave was talking about in Dave Batista. I keep calling him Dave; he's my best friend. About how he hasn't even met her yet because she was just put in digitally. She wasn't even in the, with them. It's crazy.
Is so freaking cool.
Wild.
And the biggest like fu to the guy. He got replaced by a woman, like by a lesbian feminist woman actress, which is just fantastic.
And she kills it.
Hilarious.
She
reminded me of what's her face? Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like the way that she talked and stuff, her cadence. I was like, God, she reminds me of Melissa McCarthy.
She's like, how much money? Yep.
Right.
Okay, sign me
Don't
up.
even
And they're
tell
like,
me.
You don't want to know that? Nope. Sign
So
me up.
funny. I loved her.
She was perfect.
Absolutely.
So what were some of the other pros that we liked about this? Definitely character driven. He did such a great job of
A lot of
introducing
these
all
zombies
these.
movies and stuff like this
You don't
are
care
not
anything.
character
There's
driven.
You
no
don't care
character.
It's just like
development.
gore for the sake of gore and not character driven.
I mean,
Yeah.
to me, one pro too is, you actually cared about the zombies.
Right.
Like
The zombies were so cool in this.
Like
they
you-
were
Yeah.
awesome.
you got this you had their own like little tiny group like hanging out by the empty pool there, and they're just like
Is that the alphas? Is that what they were called?
the alpha zombies, which is crazy. So I'm like, this could be a really cool like universe thing, like because you thought you saw them all. Like when you watch like Walking Dead, you thought you could do anything with a zombie. You watch like what's that Will Smith movie, I Am Legend, you think you could do anything. You think you could do anything with a zombie.
Zombieland.
And in Zombieland they do all these, like because I was thinking about this the other day, where like before I watched this movie, you think circa 2014, 2015, the world was all about zombie. Walking Dead, all that, everything was zombie, zombie video games, zombie cereal, zombie toilet paper, whatever. And, I got sick of it, a couple of years ago, because I'm a big Walking Dead fan. Me and Lee used to watch it every Sunday.
We were too.
Yeah, it's been
You just
away.
get, like zombie fatigue. Like
Yeah.
too much of a good thing is not a good thing. Like I was just like, dear God, how much else can we make with zombies? And then my
Honestly.
child starts watching dancing zombies on
Disney,
Disney
yeah.
Channel like once a day. I'm like, I'm gonna kill myself. Like this is just too much.
You know what though?
Zombie.
Like, you know what I haven't ever seen in any other zombie film though is zombies that can reproduce.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's something that it's like, how?
Yeah,
How did
that's
that
like
happen?
so I put that
Yeah.
on like my pros because it is cool to see like a different type of zombie, the smart zombies. Like they were putting on helmets and armor and riding around on big ass zombie horses and stuff and reproducing. But
Yeah.
it's also on my con list because I'm like, huh?
How? Yeah.
What? This is
How
not
does that
covered
happen?
in my
Yeah.
sexual education course in middle school? How does a zombie reproduce with dead reproductive systems?
Right. Yeah,
and I felt like
obviously
it was something that
they found a way, though. Obviously, the zombies did, and
There's
it was a
always
big
something.
deal because I mean, spoiler alert again. I mean, if you're this far in after the spoiler alerts, you probably don't care, I guess.
it's your fault.
But like there's a zombie, the alpha, the main person that's leading the zombies, is in a relationship with one of the other alpha zombies.
Yeah,
And
he slid up into her DMs.
yeah, he did, and
They made
she was
a
pregnant,
zombie baby.
and then evidently, it died, even though it's already dead. It's already dead. So like,
Oh,
wait,
that's true.
Because the head was, she was
right?
decapitated.
Her head was, yeah, but then
but her head was still alive.
But what about the
But her
baby?
head was still alive, and the baby is technically already dead because it was
So how
born to
could
two
it die
dead people.
again?
So like, anyway,
super confusing.
it was a big deal though because like all of the zombies like congregated around the alpha, and he's holding up the dead,
like
zombie
Simba.
baby. Yeah, and it was that was the war cry. I mean, that was what caused a big conflict at the end of the movie. Yeah, so I don't know. There's a lot of questions on some of the hows in here, which I guess you shouldn't
Here's
really
the
answer
pro.
or ask in a zombie movie.
No, because I don't want to talk any more about it until we get into the bad stuff.
Yeah.
Or we're gonna get stuck on the bad stuff. But I liked, as like a photographer, I appreciate that all of the zombie crap that's out. I wouldn't say crap. Sorry, all of the zombie stuff that's out. It's super like dark and like grungy and desaturated. Like it's a certain style. This one had a lot more color. It was a lot more vibrant. Than and a lot more saturated. It had its areas where you could tell that the color was desaturated, but I really appreciated that I had something to look at besides the exact same stuff
Yes.
that we see in every zombie flick.
Right. Yep. Yeah, I thought that was really cool. The color palette was great. It was also like another pro on my side. The pilot, there was a couple other characters that were just hysterical. Like there were some one-liners that just had me rolling, which you have to have. You can't just have a completely serious zombie movie.
I don't know. Some people are into that.
I know,
but
but
I'm not. I
gotta
need
have
humor
some-
to
yeah.
get me through it, which is why I love Marvel movies
Yep.
so much, like over DC. I like the humor that's in it.
the zombie cat and
yeah.
horse.
Yo, that zombie tiger was so
Yeah, that's
badass.
nuts.
I was like, is that a zombie tiger? Like, how cool was that? That must have cost them so much money.
Oh yeah.
And that's
It was
that's another
super
thing.
detailed, too.
Yeah, another thing you never see. Like you always see the zombie humans, but never see the
Right.
animals get affected. Like so that
Right.
that was
And it
wild.
was what's the magician's name?
Oh, Siegfried and Roy is one of his tigers.
Yeah, it was their tiger. It was so cool, man.
And
Yeah,
they're
that's
the
great.
leaders of the Alpha Army, weren't they?
The the tiger? The what?
No, Siegfried and
Like,
No, I don't think so.
That would
It was
have
the
been
dude
that
that
would have
got
been
off the-
That
awesome.
would've been-
That would have been hilarious if Siegfried
That
and
would've
Roy
been
were the
so
they
alpha.
weren't in the
cool.
Alpha. They weren't in the Alpha
No,
Army though.
no, I don't think so.
Oh,
I don't know.
God.
They
It was
may
just
have
Well,
been
people
in
before
there.
then.
They may have been in there though, because like the zombie was. So the tiger was. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Well,
wasn't
no,
like the
'cause-
main dude, but they could have been in the alphas.
Well,
I didn't pay attention.
in real life, didn't like Roy get like mauled by one of the tigers?
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. I forgot about
Oh,
that.
that's awkward.
That's not.
That
funny.
would
I like
that
it.
would have
Bad
been
thing.
so funny though if they had like the zombie Siegfried and Roy and like and then like zombie Elvis and then zombie who's
man.
that Tony Bennett
Oh,
zombie Tony
yep.
Bennett or something. Oh my god, it's funny.
So a couple of things that we probably didn't care too much for. Again, this is a zombie flick, so it's not going to be perfect. But one of the biggest things that we talked about in the first like half of this movie, we were trying to figure out how much time had elapsed from the opening sequence, the opening scenes, to where we are in the majority of the rest of the movie. They never really like explained that. There was never like a, such and such years later or whatever at the bottom. And so
Oh, yeah.
the entire
That would have
time,
been really helpful because the
Yeah.
whole the camp, the
Quarantine zone?
quarantine camp. I was
Yeah.
like, how long has that been there? It feels like that would be important to know.
Right.
And Mike was like, I think it's only like a week later.
yeah, I thought it was
And it
only like
wasn't,
a
it
couple
was
weeks
years.
later. Then I was like, maybe it's a couple months. Then they had the flashback where you see Dave Bautista's character having to kill his wife in front of his daughter. And like that strained their relationship. And so it was like, well, how long ago was that? Was that recent? Is that why she's so mad at him? But evidently in a conversation between the two of them, they mention the years since he had to kill his wife. And
Yeah.
so this was a long time that Vegas was infested with zombies, like years
Yep.
of time.
And they're
But-
just now dropping a nuke on them, huh?
Right. Yeah, they must have tried a lot. But anyway, it was one of the things. There's a lot of like plot points that were left pretty vague.
Yeah, the
or
babies.
unanswered.
How do babies get
Right.
made?
Mhm.
The government guy, Martin, like, why did no one question him? He like screwed two different people over, and no one was like, "Hey, like, we should talk about this.
Mhm.
This guy is sus.
And the
Blue is sus. Why didn't anybody?
Blue is
Nobody
sus?
asked questions about that."
and the sharpshooter that was with him, the guy that had like the YouTube profile that like shot a bunch of zombies
Yeah.
at once or whatever. He started to. He was like, "You screwed my friend. Like, where is she? What did you do? What did you do?" And then she ends up getting killed, and nothing ever comes of that.
He's
I was like, "What?
Never
Like,
mind.
what? Why didn't you finish that confrontation? Your friend just got killed.
Yeah.
What happened?"
Just
Wild.
Yep. But one of the biggest things that was kind of like
Oh,
strange.
so
this
big.
was so weird, and it never was touched on in the movie. And I want to see if you guys caught it, Mario and Lee. In the scene where the last few of them are trying to get out of the casino to get up to the helicopter, they're fighting off zombies like in the casino, trying to get to the elevator.
Yeah, we've got a photo of it somewhere.
we
He's
sh-
like laying
yeah,
on the ground.
they
Oh, yeah, I
they
gotcha.
kill a zombie, and the face kind of comes off, and it looks like a robot skull, like it is silver with glowing blue eyes.
Yeah. It's
And-
image 46.
And it
Mario.
was like, what?
Yeah, there it is. He has glowing eyes. You can see that he's a robot. We started thinking, like, are we seeing things? I've looked into this. It was confirmed by Snyder that, like, because he said in an interview, "Oh, did you guys catch the robot zombie?"
Yeah.
So it's definitely supposed to be there. And you saw like blue goo coming out of like the main
alpha.
guy
Yep.
whenever
Yeah.
he got killed. So it's like definitely supposed to be there, but it never gets answered. Though Snyder did throw in some like things that it could be, like possibilities. And one of the ones that he had kind of thrown out there was, we know that the government was like involved in this stuff and they wanted to make an army using them, that they put like androids in there to kind of monitor the alphas and see how do they work, how do they
Oh.
operate, and learn more about them so that they can, make them
Interesting.
for
That's
the purpose of
interesting.
an
Yeah.
army. So
Yeah,
Yeah, that was-
I caught quite a few of those actually, and
Yeah.
I almost thought
Yeah.
it was an element of like arcane magic or something,
Yes.
because a couple of them you see like it's only when they get shot in the face. Some of them had two, some of them had the one blue eye.
Right.
So yeah, I caught that myself, but I was like, so I'm thinking like, oh, they're gonna like regenerate or something. Is it gonna be like Thor Ragnarok when the army comes back and they all have the blue eyes and shit?
Yeah.
So yeah, I caught that too. So yeah, I didn't know that was confirmed that
it
there
was
was.
super weird.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really
I was
weird.
like, I don't know if we're going crazy or if it's something wrong with our television.
Oh,
Yeah, Snyder says in there, like, if you pay attention, you can tell that some of the zombies don't look like the other
Interesting.
zombies. Some of them move a little bit differently than the other zombies. So yeah, so it's confirmed. Now it makes me want to go back and watch and see like how
Yeah.
many I can
Yeah.
figure out.
yeah, this is like Terminator Judgment Day, bro. Like, geez.
Right. I know. So one other con that I will bring up before we move on, we can probably wrap up the
Oh no, wait,
what?
you can't miss the time loop theory. That is
we do want
such
to
a
bring that
big
up.
one.
Oh,
Okay,
the
all right.
time loop.
Okay.
Yes.
Crazy. You have to bring, it's like the craziest one.
Yeah, go ahead. You got the floor. Let's do
Okay,
it.
so they're going to break into the vault, and you see other dead humans that look like them
Mhm.
that they theorize that the government, or to whatever the guy's name is, had sent parties in just like them before to do this, and they failed. But the weird thing is that they were wearing the same clothing down to the same accessories that our main crew had on. And I cannot remember the dude's name, but he brings it up. And it's like so strange that they had him even point it out. He was like, oh, maybe this is a time loop and we're just waking up and we're being
just
forced
stuck in
to
it.
see our own failures
Yeah.
over and over again, which seemed like such an odd, it almost if that's what they're doing, it almost irritates me that they pointed out, like, you can't just trust fans to figure it out on our own. But I put pictures up that I found on Twitter where people have shown, like, the necklace that the girl had on. There's a corpse with the same necklace. With Dave Bautista's character, that he had like the red bandana on. You see a corpse with like the exact same stuff on. Like, what the hell is this all about?
Yeah.
That is some weird crap, and it never gets
Explained.
brought up again.
It's such a strange thing to just drop in the middle of this to then make you think about that. Like, I don't know. It just seems so strange to me.
So weird
to pop that in there. Because it never, like, there isn't at the end, there isn't like an end reveal that they're actually in a time loop or any. It's just like,
that's it. It just goes away.
okay.
Well, I don't know, I felt that the ending was a little weird. Showing what's his name at the end, the one who survived. He had the bags of money. He was in the safe.
Yeah.
You know,
I can't remember his name, but yeah.
but you show that whole sequence of him. You know, he's moving on. He gets on the plane, and then all of a sudden he's feeling a little wonky. Gets in the bathroom. You see the bite. And then that's where it kind of cuts the flick. So I'm wondering, is that kind of a thing where they're kind of like showing it start over again there in a way? Like, if he's infected, does the plane crash? And does it start an apocalypse again?
Is there a corpse of Kate in there? Because I didn't notice that, but she's the only one, I think, out of that whole cast that makes it out of there alive.
I've made it out.
So maybe it's just
I feel like I
foreshadowing.
need to go watch it again.
It's
I couldn't
foreshadowing.
believe that, like,
Okay.
when the helicopter went down, like, she was literally the only one that survived out
Yeah.
of the whole crew. I was like,
Yeah.
what?
Yep.
So
Yeah, that's a good point. And Mario, to what you're saying, he's already confirmed that he's got kind of laid out a possible sequel. To
Well,
this.
the whole thing, Snyder's planning to like expand this into a whole like broader cinematic universe. So
which is crazy. A
I'm
whole zombie
assuming there's
cinematic
going to be a
universe.
sequel. Like maybe that's where he was headed to Mexico
Mexico City or something
Mexico
like that.
City.
Yeah.
So maybe the outbreak like continues there, and
that
then
would be cool.
maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But
Well-
he did say that in like an interview that they're going to be like introducing sci-fi elements into it in the future.
like robots.
Stuff. So so I'm
Snap.
like, maybe we're gonna come back to like the time loop stuff. Like maybe there's gonna be weird
Yeah.
sci-fi elements like that to it. I don't know.
Well, and you know, like we
Possible.
were saying, some of the like unopened or unanswered kind of opened questions that are leaving us scratching our head a little bit. You know, Snyder is planning, like Britt said, to expand this to multiple other shows and movies and stuff. One of them is going to be an anime. It's an anime prequel series called Army of the Dead Lost with a T Vegas. And it's gonna
You guys will have to watch that and fill me in. I don't watch anything animated.
I'll watch that.
So
I mean, I'm definitely interested
I'll
because
just have to fill me in.
I think it's going to be following the locksmith guy, the lockpicker guy.
Oh, the German
the
guy.
German guy.
Can't
So
remember his name.
I loved him. Dietrich.
Dieter.
Yes, Dieter. Loved him in this. So I'm curious about it. So I'm assuming a lot of these kind of questions that we have will be answered in these other flicks and these other
Yeah.
properties.
I
that he's
saw a
planning.
lot of like negative reviews because of how many unanswered questions there are, but like we're Marvel fans.
Yeah.
Like we like to have intentionally loose threads left
The
so that we could theorize on stuff.
key word in that sentence is intentionally. Like
Yeah.
if you're intentionally leaving, you know, key questions left unanswered, but you plan to, you know, get back to them, it's a thumbs up from me. On
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah,
So-
it may make me like
I
zombies
love
again.
it. We love
I
to
may
theorize.
feel
Yeah.
refreshed and ready for zombies.
So let's go around the squares here. Let's give a final review on this. Let's do the nerdies rating. We're going to give, each of us are going to have a rating out of 10 nerdies. And let's see where we stand on not Fear the Walking Dead, Army of the Dead.
Army.
So Lee, what you got? What you got on this?
Well, I am going to go with a 7.5 just
Okay.
because
Higher
zombie
than that.
fatigue.
Yeah,
I-
yeah.
You know, I
Zombie
just like, there have been so many zombie movies, and like, I watched it, but there was a lot of gore, and I'm not really a gore fan. And
Yeah.
you know, I enjoyed it for what it was, and I enjoyed the shots and the cinematography and all of that. But
Yep, you're a little bit fatigued. I got you.
Yeah.
And chat too, if you guys have seen it, what do you guys give it
Give
out of
us
10?
your rating.
Give us your rating.
chat.
But yeah, I feel you on that, Lee. We were actually talking about it after the movie, how I was actually surprised there wasn't more gore, because a lot of times in these zombie
Like violence
movies,
just for the
it's
sake of
just
violence.
like gore
Yeah.
just to have gore. And it seemed to be like perfectly paced gore,
Yeah.
if that's even a thing. But the craziest one was when the tiger bit off that guy's head. Man,
Holy
Oh,
cow.
yeah.
I was trying to
crazy.
eat. I was like,
Yeah.
oh no.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, we got our food in the middle of it. And also I have to say I did appreciate Zack Snyder's use of the blur effect,
I did
Yes.
too.
especially with some of that
People
gore.
have hated
I
that.
thought it was great. Yeah,
but I
didn't mind it at
really
all.
liked it.
Yep. All right, Mario, what you got?
I gave it a smooth 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed this movie. You know, zombie fatigue out of the way. I feel like now is a good time to bring back the zombies. You know, we got away from it for a while, and you know, I'm always a sucker for a good monster movie, and so I feel like Zack Snyder did it right with this movie. Great pacing, great cast, all around great movie. 8 out of 10 for me.
I like it. Yep. All right, Britt.
I also gave it an 8 out of 10. I
Yo.
was so shocked. I thought I
I'm
was going to go into this
shocked.
and I was like, God bless. Here we are, Mortal Kombat again with
Yeah.
a whole one nerdy, but I really liked it. I
Yeah,
really liked it.
I was
The
shocked.
humor is what got me
Got you over
to,
the
yeah,
edge.
I loved the humor in it.
I was gonna give it an 8 out of 10, but I'm gonna give it an extra half a point because of the uniqueness that Snyder
Yeah.
gave to this. Because like Britt said, and all of us have said, I guess, zombie fatigue is a thing, man. It's like, oh, there's zombies again. Like, let's see what they're gonna do with this same old zombie idea. But he put a really unique spin on this, giving them a hierarchy, you know, adding some sci-fi elements that we'll find out more about in the future. The characters were great. So I gave it an 8.5 due to the uniqueness and the surprise. Like, I thought it was great. I thought it was really, really well done.
Too.
Definitely
Very
recommend
nice.
it. Definitely recommend it if you have not watched it yet.
Absolutely, man. It's good to see a good I'm a big Halloween fan. I love scary movies and stuff, so it's like nice to be able to celebrate Halloween a little earlier this year. But you know what
Yep.
the last Halloween movie was I watched, ironically enough, was
True story.
a goddamn masterpiece. Was Hubie Halloween, one of Adam Sandler's Netflix gimmicks, and man, what a
I
time.
thought it was pronounced Hubby Halloween.
No,
Oh.
Hubie Halloween.
Hubie.
Hubie Halloween.
Yabadoo, jaboo. He goes full
never-
Sandler.
Apparently, I need to watch
I've
that.
never heard of this movie until we were like talking about what we're going to do for the nonsense draft this week. And I was like, is there some way to tie Adam Sandler to zombies? And Lee and Mario were like, Hubie Halloween, or
Halloween.
however you say it. And I was like, what? And I watched the trailer, and y'all, it looks hilarious.
You can tie Adams. Give me a holiday.
Give you a holiday, 4th of July.
Click. That's
Oh,
the,
wow, that was fast.
Yeah.
Christmas.
St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, God, I'm a thinker there.
I feel he's got to have a movie during St. Patrick's Day. I don't know.
Yeah, because Christmas, definitely no 8 Crazy Nights.
He's got at least 2 Christmas movies at least.
Yeah.
Crazy night.
St. Patrick's Day.
We'll go with Little Nicky for that one.
Maybe a little Nicky. I don't know. But anyways, yes, this week, ladies and gentlemen, the nonsense draft is going to be an Adam Sandler draft, baby. It's going to be a good time.
It's about to be epic.
Last week, we'll recap. Stupefy came in Lee's
Clutch.
core during our absence. Sorry, Steph. I still love you to death, girl. Hit us with, let's see, the final deal here was Lee with a 39.1% of the vote on Twitter.
Woo.
Britt came
Thanks, Stu.
close with a 26.1. The more important thing is Mike got 19.6%, which broke the streak.
I had a target on my back,
Thank you,
y'all.
guys.
I had a killer team.
Wanted to make sure that Twitter wasn't broken.
Yes.
So
And
thank
then,
you guys for trying to click.
Apparently, it's still working because I'm still dead last at 15.2. Still got that heel heat. I love it.
I know what
He's
that
gonna
means.
come in hot
So-
and like win them all.
So the current standings right now are Mike at 3, Lee at 2, me at 1, and Britt at 1. So we are at the halfway point, guys, of the season. Season ends July 9th, so we're getting there. 7 more drafts to go. So let's get
Right.
I gotta get mine
Get your
out.
D20.
Let's get
Get your
rolling.
Time to roll
D20s
for
out,
initiative.
Roll for initiative.
and let's.
Oh, I
Ah,
rolled high tonight.
Oh
Shit,
yes,
tacky
I rolled
mushrooms.
high again.
I rolled a 5.
All right.
Fine.
Probably should be last.
Where is my? There
Oh
it is.
man, am I gonna have first pick again?
I'm gonna be so pissed.
I don't want
It
first
didn't work
pick.
for you last time.
I don't want first pick in this
What did
draft.
you get? 16?
Can I get an 18?
Mario. Oh yes.
Can I get an 18?
All right.
Okay,
Mario.
So here's what we're going Mario, Sweaty Mike,
I got a 16.
me,
Britt got a
and-
15.
then Lee.
And Lee got a 5.
All right. Are we ready?
5.
Are we ready to go?
I'm ready.
We're ready, y'all. Joe, I'm so stoked for this
Lee,
draft.
actually, fourth is my favorite place to be in the draft.
Is it?
I mean, not like it's battered. I've lost every time, but but I it's my favorite spot. Okay, Mario, first pick of the draft, sir. What is it going to be?
All right, I'm taking it out. First shot. It's a classic. One of my favorite. She showed me her boobies. Give me Water Boy.
Oh, Waterboy.
Okay.
All right. Oh, man.
And I liked them.
Dang it. Oh, man.
I
I,
like
don't know
those
which one
too.
to pick now.
All right, Mike.
All right, look, I'm going to roll the
What you got?
dice, and if it's even one thing, odd another thing, 'cause
Okay.
I don't know who to pick. All right. I am going with Billy Madison.
No.
Billy Madison is my pick.
Yeah, that's easily like my top pick. For,
Man,
for
Waterboy
him.
was up there too.
Mine
though.
too.
Oh.
Okay,
Tacky mushrooms.
I am gonna go with the wedding singer.
Oh,
That is the
nice.
song Mike sang to me to propose.
It was.
Aw,
The wedding singer.
that's
All right,
adorable.
Lee, you get 2 picks in a row because we are snaking.
All right, I am gonna go with. I feel like this is up at the top of the classics list. I'm gonna go with Happy Gilmore
Yes. That
because
was
Happy
the other,
Gilmore Productions.
that was the one I couldn't. It was between that and Billy Madison for me.
Yeah, me too, honestly. And then my second one I think is gonna be Grown Ups because Chocolate Wasted.
No, that was
I
gonna
wanna
be.
get chocolate wasted.
Oh, I love
Chocolate Wasted.
I love that one.
What a good pick.
Okay, so my next
Oh.
one is gonna be Chuck and Larry.
No,
I freaking love Chuck and Larry.
Oh man.
All right, Mike,
going
back to
quick.
you.
They're going quick. Oh my goodness. Okay. I've got to go. I got to go with another classic here. I'm gonna go with Big Daddy.
Oh,
Big Daddy is. Yeah, he had such a look. 95, from 95 to 99, he had 5 movies that were just outstanding.
That's crazy.
Outstanding.
Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, The Wedding Singer, Waterboy, and Big Daddy. All of them have been taken already. So
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Fantastic run of movies.
Mario. You have 2 picks in a row.
right. Here's some of my favorite Sandler movies of all time. Give me Click
Ah!
and give
That's
me Anger Management.
Oh God.
I actually
Mario.
forgot about that movie.
So good, both of them.
Mario, what? I love it. What's wrong with Anger Management?
Those are 2 of like the biggest anxiety movies for me ever.
you talking
Like,
about?
I literally can't watch those movies.
Anger
without,
Management is
like-
my life. And then Click is going to be my life when I have kids.
Hey, Macarena, I hope not.
Oh.
All right.
Mike Berkey.
Oh man. All
What's
right.
it gonna
I
be?
feel like we're going fast and furious on this draft. Like
Oh, we're
the-
ready to
Oh,
go.
wait,
Picks?
there's no.
The picks are flying. Oh man. All right, I'm gonna go bedtime stories.
No, that was my next
I
one.
absolutely adore bedtime stories. If y'all haven't seen that, the kids love it. I love watching it with them. It is so good.
Oh my
Bedtime stories.
gosh, I don't know what to pick now. Like I really thought that one was gonna drop to me. All right. Because we have kids, I'm gonna go with Hotel Transylvania.
Yeah,
So
that's
good.
another good one.
All right, Lee, your final 2 picks in a row.
Okay, I am so excited because 2 of my favorite movies have dropped to me.
Oh,
I
nice.
am going to go with 50 First Dates,
Ah, good
wonderful
pick.
Drew Barrymore, and
pick.
my final pick will be another Adam Sandler classic, Mr. Deeds.
Yeah.
Oh, you
that's a good-
suck.
That was a good one too.
Oh my God. Okay, so it's back to me
Oh man, Lee's team is
for my
very good
last
again.
one. Oh geez. Okay, I'm gonna. Oh, dang it. I don't know. I don't
This
know.
is
I don't know.
tough.
Okay, I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with The Longest Yard.
No.
I love that movie.
Oh man, good pick there. That was
Okay.
another good one.
I have some weird picks. Okay, Mike.
Oh man, it's back to me.
It's already back
Already?
to you. Yep, you and Mario have your last.
Oh
picks.
my gosh. Oh gosh, I don't even. Oh man, I was not prepared. I for whatever reason thought there was another pick.
There is another pick.
but like before my pick.
Oh.
Nope. Yeah, we're on you.
But there's a sleeper pick in there that nobody's really picked, I think.
Oh man, I think I'm gonna go. Wow, man, with this, is this considered like an Adam Sandler movie? I mean, he's in it.
Yeah, if he's in it, then it's usually considered an Adam Sandler movie, right?
I mean, it's got to be like him starring.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
can't be like an extra.
I don't think he starred in this, so I'm just gonna go with. I think I'm just gonna go with. Oh man, I'm gonna go with Little Nicky.
Ooh.
All right.
Choice,
I'm
good
gonna
choice.
pick Little Nicky.
Little Nicky.
Let me see what Mario does here, and I'll tell you who what the other one I was looking at.
All right. Yeah, I'm kind of stuck. A lot of good classic ones been taken already. I'm actually looking at the list right now of movies. Crazy.
Tough.
I was gonna go with this one, but I think I'm gonna go with this one, which was a really surprisingly big hit and great role for him. And just, I don't think anybody picked it, right? I don't know if I missed
If
it
you
or not.
pick one that's already been picked, you lose the draft.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I'm
just kidding.
I'm gonna lose either way, Mike. You know how this goes.
It's like Wheel of Fortune. I know Mario and I could just do whatever the hell we want.
Right.
We're gonna lose anyways.
Nobody picked Uncut Gems, right?
No.
No.
Give me Uncut Gems. If you have
Uncut
not
Gems.
seen Uncut Gems, it's one of Adam Sandler's best performances I've ever seen.
Really?
It's
When
ridiculous.
have we watched that?
I watched it. Watched it at a friend's house.
You didn't even watch it with me?
You did not. I told you about Uncut Gems. You're like, I don't care about that.
That's not true.
All right. So
you-
guys, if I picked Airheads, the classic, I think Brendan Fraser is the lead in that. He's in Brendan Fraser's band in Airheads. He's the drummer, I believe.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess that would kind of count, I suppose.
Yeah, that's
Nobody-
why I was like, I don't think I should go with it. I don't think I should go.
Yeah, I
with
think you were safer avoiding
it.
it.
Okay.
And nobody picked You Don't Mess with the Zohan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It was
um,
okay. It was
Expecto Go in chat is saying Spanglish.
Spanglish.
Oh,
I
that's a good one
don't-
too.
I don't even think that's on my list.
That's not on
That's
on
a
our
great
list.
one too.
I pulled this off of Wikipedia. Wikipedia, you screwed us up.
Wikipedia for the win.
'Cause
All
that
right,
would've been
Waterboy was
I-
the very first pick, guys.
Yeah, that was
yeah,
mine.
was the first pick.
Yep, Waterboy was
Chat
the
was
first.
asking about that.
Oh, look, Inspector
The
Go
first
says, I'm going to have words with Mario. Oh, no. Is he mad that I picked Uncut Gems?
Nobody picked the
Uh-oh.
week of.
Hey,
Thank
I
God.
mean, I was going to if I knew that was going to be my Shalace's crumb of the week.
Salacious Scrub of the week.
I almost went with Pixels just because I liked
Yeah.
that movie, but I
Pixels
don't
is
think
so-
many people did.
It's so weird. That movie's so weird.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, I'm gonna recap the
Let's
teams.
do it.
Okay, so Mario up first. He's got Waterboy, Click. I'm sad. I really wanted that one. Anger Management and Uncut Gems. Mike, old sweaty Mike, has Billy Madison. Shampoo is better. Big Daddy, Bedtime Stories, and Little Nicky.
It's a good team.
On my team, because it was sentimental.
Hmm.
The Wedding Singer, Chuck and Larry, big round circle, Hotel Transylvania, and The Longest Yard. And Lee has got Happy Gilmore, which is what Willow looks like every time that she is done with dinner.
Yep.
Happy
Accurate.
Gilmore, Grown Ups, 50 First Dates, and Mr. Deeds. All right, so you guys know
Those
what
are
to
good
do.
teams.
Head over to Twitter,
Solid.
cast your vote.
Yeah,
Who drafted the best?
I think
team?
Lee's got it again, guys. Dadgummit.
Oh, don't
Lee
jinx me, Mike. Don't jinx me.
drafted so well. She's got a classic. She's got a new really funny movie. She's got the chick flick, and then she's got the solid like Mr. Deeds just right there in the middle.
I know.
Oh, all I'm saying, guys at home, Gatorade, water. Gatorade, water. Let's go.
Yeah. I
Oh.
should have went with another B movie. I have Billy Madison, Big Daddy, and Bedtime
Yeah,
Stories.
you should have just stuck.
I
with
should have just went with the
theme.
B's.
Stuck
I think
with
the
theme.
one I was
Blended.
between.
You could have done
Blended.
blended.
I was gonna go. I think Just Go With It was on my list too.
Just Go With It was also on my list.
But I was like Uncut Gems. I feel like because that I'm telling you guys that movie's like it's a serious, more of
I
a
need
serious
to
role.
Watch it then.
It's on Netflix, I believe. It's more of a serious role for him, so it's like you don't expect it. Like my friend was like, "You got to watch this, dude." I'm like, "All right, let's watch a little." I didn't watch the whole thing, but we watched most of it. And I was like, "Wow, this is like really good for him." You know what I mean? So it was really cool. So definitely check that out. But yeah, guys, I think that's gonna do it for the show. This is gonna be a hot one. This is gonna be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. So guys, go check out our Twitter page. We'll have the poll up probably by tonight. I've been able to get them up by the time we go to bed. But go vote for your favorite Adam Sandler team of movies over there on our Twitter page, twitter.com/friggin nerds.
Absolutely, guys. Check us out every week here. We record here on Tuesdays. We will be putting the record version of this podcast over on Spotify, Google, all that good stuff, YouTube's on Thursday morning at midnight to be exact. So if you guys are night owls, you guys can check us out at after midnight if you guys have your overnight jobs. But yeah, guys, as always, fun time. Great to be back. Cool ones coming up in the future. The rest of the week is going to be pretty solid, I think, right? We got Arcade tomorrow, I believe, and we got the new show, Sofa Social. Sosa. And then we have
say that right.
Crafts and cocktails.
yeah, well, so announcement for who don't know. So Mike and Britt are going to be gone next week, unfortunately.
Correct.
We're headed back to see our visiting friends.
They're off to Universal, so
We're headed to the castle, the best one.
oh yes, and so it's gonna be a little different next week. We have a little special surprise. I'm not gonna announce it just yet. We're gonna have somebody in that square next week. Might be 2 people, might be 3 people. We don't know. Taking the place of Mike and Britt
And
next
on
week.
Crafts and Cocktails, Brittio will be
Brittio is probably gonna be back.
Radio will
back. Such
be
a
making-
hit,
People-
man.
people like Brittio.
People love that Brittio.
I guess I keep the wig now. I was gonna throw it out, but I gotta.
You can't throw that out now. It's so
It's
good, man.
I could sell it
love
now. That wig is money now.
Yeah.
So look out for that. So Bridio's coming back Saturday. New surprises for the podcast next week. Then Mike and Britt will be back for the following week. I think you guys are coming back for D&D, right? I think you're back then.
Oh yeah, we'll be back for D&D. Yep.
So you guys will be back for D&D the following Saturday. So
You ready to murder some bitches?
yeah. But so as always, guys, we appreciate you guys for hanging out live in the chat. As always, I'm Mario Lima.
I'm friggin' Nerd Lee.
I'm Friggin Nerd Mike.
I'm friggin' nerd Brett.
And you guys have been great. Stay friggin'
Stay friggin'
nerdy. See y'all later.